Once we have a stone on Memo, we can select the customer from the drop down. Okay. On the grid, we can change the below. Alright, this is the wrap price as of today. Okay, this is a cost per carat. Of course, it doesn't print. This is strictly for you to figure out profit, and also to know that when you're billing it, you're not billing it below cost. But let's say you want to send this for -15, right? When you click out, it'll do the math, and you will save it. Yeah. Then Memo has been saved, and it can be printed here. Okay. So from here, you will see that it prints also with the cert. Okay, and if you wanted to send it, this happens to be a Memo that has 2 sides. But here's the Memo. We can also put your logo here. We can change the layout here if you like, and yeah, you can just print it here, as well as email it here. Okay, so let's say you were at a show and you run into a friend of yours and he asks you, well, what do you have in your pocket? He says, you got these stones. And he says, okay, give it to me now, I think I can sell it for you. Alright, so you make a memo, you email it to them, and on the bottom here they can sign it with their name. So let's say brand, and they just sign it with their finger, and you save it, and it's legally binding. It's like you signed the paper itself. Okay, so on the bottom here you can make a new invoice from that memo. We're going to go over this a little bit later, where to create the invoice. Existing invoice, or return it to stock. Okay, you can also make a memo payment. So let's say you have a client that you gave a stone on Memo, but he doesn't want an invoice. He says, every week I'm going to give you a little bit, right? So he puts it, you just click here, you save a memo payment, and you click here, and you say how much is he paying you. So let's say he's paying you $20,000 on this particular memo, and you save it. Saved. When you close, you will see the payment here. This is a memo payment, and the original amount here, and the balance due here. Okay. Here you can also print the label. If you get the Dymo printer or the Brothers QL printers, a series of printers, you print the label here. Alright, so this is pretty much how you would handle the memo. Okay, you can also, by the way, delete line after before you save the memo. Here you can customize the fields that you would like to see on the memo. So anything that is checked is showing on the grid. Yeah. So, and also the order. It doesn't matter which number you use, as long as they're sequential. Right, so this color, shape, color, clarity, all these are showing. Right, so, and you can also change the words. Right, so let's say if you want to change quantity, you can just change the quantity here, override it, or you can also, in addition, you can also change the size of the column. So you highlight it here, you know, in red. See, like we did quantity here, and you just make it bigger or smaller. Right, just to maximize the real estate on the screen. You say OK. It'll save the changes, and when you do make any changes, you need to refresh the screen. So you do that with clicking F5, and it'll refresh the screen. Alright, so I think everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. The salesmen come in automatically, and you have two salespeople. One is a 3%, one is a 10%. The shipped via comes in automatically, terms come in automatically, and based on the terms, the due date shows here. And if the customer gives you a PO number, you can add the PO number here. Okay.